Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. This is my daily vlog. Each morning I come in my studio, do my ritual stand-up where I turn on the camera and talk to you about what I've been doing, what I'm doing next, and how it's going. In my endeavors to make content creation indefinitely sustainable, and yesterday was a step in that direction, was it not? Wow, what a day yesterday. So, It was a very atypical day, obviously. Yesterday we rolled over 100,000 subscribers, which you watch this, you probably know that already by now, but just in case, I thought I would mention what I'm talking about. And it was a very weird experience, and it felt oddly uncomfortable. I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end of this vlog. I'll save that for there, but it was odd, and like I'm not eager to do that again, which is probably fine because it'll be a while before a good long while, if ever, before there's another big celebration like that, a big rollover. But I learned a lot. Let's talk about the things. Let's talk about what happened. So yesterday, after I talked to you in the morning, we were 60 subscribers away, so I knew it was going to happen within a few hours probably. So I tried to streamline my morning to make sure I needed to get the podcast edited. So we did that. We probably did that in about 45 minutes. It was a rewind. We got that structured. Even got it uploaded and published. All the tasks really during the live over on Twitch. But all the while, of course, everyone is distracted and they're monitoring what's going on in the live stream, what's going on that 24-hour live, because you can see the ticker going, right? So it started to look, my plan was edit the podcast, go to lunch, come back in the afternoon, I'll go live, probably catch when it's rolling over, right? Well, it turned out it was rolling over quickly in the morning, and so I don't have time, and so probably about, 11 or so, 11:20, something like that. I went live, just myself along with the counter to catch it. And as soon as I went live, it started to accelerate from, one every few minutes to one every minute to, it went from, we were 99, 980. And that last 20 just came as really fast. And I was there, I captured it in real time. As that was happening, then Mo and George, who were working, but were available, I was able to cycle them into the stream pretty quickly after it actually hit. We chatted for a little bit, and then we made solid plans to come back in the evening for an Ask Me Anything live stream like we talked about. So something else. So once that happened, it was like I was so shell-shocked. I'm like, now what do I do? And there were all these messages rolling in and all these comments and everything coming. And I'm like, I don't know how to process this, and I definitely couldn't do another task. And so really in the afternoon, I just posted and monitored emails and social and comments. Of course, I had a video ready to go live. That was the studio tour. So I made that live, and of course, tons of comments on that were rolling in. That video, by the way, did fine. It not even a day yet, just shy of 2,000 views. I expected it to do really poorly because it's really a niche. It's specifically if you just watch regularly and you're a fan enough to want to see what's happening behind me. So I didn't expect much out of that, but it really has done well. It's kind of surprising, happily surprising. While I was in the midst of all that, I got the Friday plays planned and got the graphics ready for that because I produce that tomorrow. So I was doing some planning work in the background, but it was really the afternoon was just, even somebody mentioned here, I think on the vlog comment, I hope you take time today to just process it. And I think that's what I did. I kind of just, I wasn't doing a lot, but I felt like there was a lot to do. It's hard to explain. I don't know. Anyway, and then in the evening, George, Mo, and I got together for the 7 p.m. live stream with all three of us, just talking heads, answering questions, and talking about the past and the future a little bit. And that live stream is available. You can go check out as well. But it was well attended. I was surprisingly well attended. I'm like, really, which was part of my discomfort. I'll talk about in a second. But before we get there, and we have our own live stream coming up too, of course. Let's talk about our stats. So it's funny, I saw Butter Spider comment over on Discord. Can't wait. I'd love to see the stats for yesterday. It's not that remarkable. It's just different content, not huge attendance content. But here's the chart. I like to be at or above this midpoint, which is 130 subscribers and 13,000 views average over the last 7 days. And yesterday was was an up day, of course. 14.5 thousand views, 218 subscribers, still off the chart. And you can see the little chart in the upper left. It's, excuse me, just it was a tick up day. It was an improvement over a day, which is weird for a midweek Tuesday. That was great. So, what about the subscriber count? You may be wondering. Well, yesterday we were at 99,940, and today we are at 100. Whoa, that graphic's too big. Wow, look at all the numbers. I can't deal with it. Okay, let's shrink it down a little bit. Okay, 100,000. 180 something. I don't know, almost 2. Yeah, we're a 100,000 subscriber channel now. But as I said before, does it really change anything? It's just, it looks pretty. You look down there like, wow, look how many subscribers these people have. Doesn't mean you get extra views. It doesn't mean you get extra revenue. But it's definitely a landmark. I just think of this as, it's not a finish line. It's just, all right, let's go in this second gear now. Now it's really trying to pick up some speed. We've gotten over the, getting rolling. It's wow, what a day yesterday. It was surreal. I'm getting there. This morning I took down the around the clock live stream. I was going to do that end of day yesterday, but I frankly forgot and fell asleep. But I got it down this morning. I know George has a bit by bit planned for today. This is Wednesday. Also, I'm going to work a My Arcade long form for that joystick Galaga. It's finally available broadly, so I'm going to do a comparison video of that, looking at the old one. It'll be interesting. And also, I guess this is this morning, and so I think I'm going to plan for it and Ask Me Anything live. Here on the vlog. We said we would do one of those. I'm shooting for 11 o'clock this morning, and we'll be on for a little while. Just hang out, chat, talk about those things from our perspective, from the back end. We could talk about this a little bit more. But what I mentioned I was going to kind of expand upon here is all day yesterday, I try to thread the needle. I'm trying to, because I've spoken about my feelings on this milestone. I'm like, it's great, but it doesn't change anything, and it's not that big of a deal. But really, I felt that from everyone else, it was a much bigger deal. And so now I felt all day yesterday like I want to make sure that I don't treat this dismissively, that people think I'm going, subscribers, I don't care. That's not the case, obviously. So make sure I care enough. Make sure that I am not being boastful or self-aggrandizing, right? I'm like, look at me. That's not how I felt at all. I wanted to make sure it felt like inclusive, like a pull in, like join us to be happy about this, because it wasn't something I was boastful about. I'm very realistic about, it's just a number, but it's also a fun, big number, so I really kind of felt a little stress all day to make sure I wasn't being self-aggrandizing, that I wasn't, going over the top but was also not being dismissive, and it's like, where's the middle? I don't know if I thread that needle or not. But I felt the pressure to make sure that I wasn't too far one way or the other, and it made me feel a little bit constrained sometimes in terms of like how excited I might be or how unexcited I might be about any particular facet of what was going on yesterday. I mean, all in all, it was a great experience, and I loved going through it, and it was meaningful, but it was more stressful than I expected, and it's and I know realistically, hey John, that's a great problem to have. You feel bad about all these subscribers. That's not what I mean, of course, but I mean there is, when you have an audience of people who you communicate with and communicate back with you, there's this responsibility that I feel to make sure that I do what it is that people expect of me within reason and don't tread too far one way or the other, like, oh, I never expected he would do this crazy thing. That's out of character. Like, you don't want to do that, but you also want to do something that's unique and special, and it's very odd. It was an odd experience, and it's hard to put it into words. That's the closest I've come to putting it into words so far, and I still feel like I've missed it. But maybe if you've ever had an experience like that, or in some social situation, you might get it. But I had never felt quite like that before, and it was a vein of awkward in amongst my celebratory mood. It's fading now, but I think it's, in the daylight, but it was very odd yesterday. So anyway, I gotta go do those things we talked about. I'll be live hanging out with you a little bit, as I said, here live. First live, maybe second live stream we've ever done on this vlog, but we'll hang out and talk a little bit if you want. I'm gonna go get busy getting this day underway. Thank you for popping in to check out today's vlog. If you did, here every day, you bleeps, I love you for that. Look where we got. Hope you have a great Wednesday. Don't forget to do something good for yourself. Talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.